Welcome everyone to Our Town Podcast. Please take a moment to like and subscribe, share if you can, and review if available. We'd love to hear from you, so comment below and tell us how we're doing. Don't forget to visit ourtownpodcast.com for all the links and join the members only section of the website or sign up on Patreon. Now here are the boys of Our Town Podcast.
Oh, yeah.
But they sort of reinvented, I mean, all those bands kind of did, right?
Well, MTV. Right?
MTV, video.
Yeah.
All I want to do is make love to you.
Yeah, and never. Why, thank you. Yeah, MTV was a game changer for sure. Just, I guess, like the interwebs are today. Uh-oh, we got a buzz.
Did I do that? Was I
Be gone. What the incarnation? Oh.
It puts the lotion in the basket. Yeah. All right. We good?
Right.
We want to hit?
Oh, yeah. Jeez.
I think we're ready.
Oh, yeah.
No buzzing, folks. Well, welcome everybody to another exciting edition of Our Town Podcast.
Extraordinaire.
Mike, you're not going to believe it. Episode 120 tonight. What in the world? And tonight's safe word, Mike, is, wow, that was fast.
Yes. If I had $1 for every time I've heard that.
Be a rich man. Only because the Longinair flight between two Scottish islands of Westray and Papa Westray lasts just 57 seconds. It's a little 8-seater plane.
Wow.
So on average, it's about 57. So it takes off and drops down.
Jeez.
I mean, there are bridges, folks.
Yeah, or some. Maybe the sea's really rough.
I don't know. Rough, yeah.
Because nobody's like just rowing somebody over.
Let's race.
Yeah.
57-second flight. There's two 8-seater airplanes that just sort of fly back and forth to get people where they need to go. But
because how far would that be? Is that 30 miles? Because how fast in between takeoff?
1.7 miles.
No.
That's what it says.
Jeez.
Yeah. So a bit longer if there are strong winds, but 57 seconds. And I guess if you get your Tinder date or something then on West Ray, and you live on Papa West Ray, I gotta catch that flight. See you in a minute.
See you in a minute. Yeah, geez, that's bonkers. Wow,
it is bonkers because isn't it like landing and taking off are the most
dangerous part?
Most dangerous, ominous part. Can we just stay up a little longer?
Yeah. Circle.
Enjoy the ride for a minute more.
Wow, that's crazy.
So, Mike, if you feel unsafe, just yell out, "Wow, that was fast."
I will.
And we'll stop this here program and check on you, and you folks can play along at home. Just yell out, "Wow, that was fast," and hit pause and take some deep breaths until you feel better. Cocoa. Yes. Sounds good. Yeah. And then replay us because we're just getting started. Oh my gosh, no guests tonight.
No, geez,
this is the first time in a while we haven't had a guest.
Just the two of us,
Just the two of us.
Which is nice.
And Jeff's still not feeling good.
I know, come on, Jeffrey, we're missing kid.
We're missing him and hoping he's coming back soon.
He's 33 1/3% of the guffaws.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe 34 if you round up. Mike, some headlines. A lot going on in the news today, or this week. Did you read that the U.S. economy actually shrank for the first time in 3 years by 0.3%?
Yeah, when they really want growth to be 2% or more.
Yes, right? And we had 2.4% in the last quarter of 2024, which I'm sure Trump took credit for.
No, probably.
And now he's blaming Biden, of course, for the shrinkage. They think the economy. I'm not an economist, but my understanding is that a lot of people are anticipating the tariffs, so they're doing a lot of importing now to get ahead of it.
So it's a little bit of a bump or whatever. Yeah. I mean, all of data is better when you can see it month to month or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
This needs a number of data points to really be able to point the direction. Right? Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. And the things that the tariffs were going to do, like onshore, automotive, et cetera, he dropped all those.
Yeah.
So now they're not even part of the negotiation tool.
Which would have taken years anyway.
Taking iPhones and all that. Well, of course it would. And there's no plan backing this up, which we discussed, right? And that just shows that it was unwise and disingenuous in the first place. And it's like, so you're going to onshore all this stuff? You just destroyed the National Labor Relations Board.
Right.
So these jobs, they're going to be good manufacturing jobs, but unions are being not just disparaged, but actively worked against.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, and there's just no plan. It's like, were the tariffs designed to make that income, right? Because that was the point. They were going to well, we're going to cut taxes for the wealthy corporations because all of this income from these tariffs. But if you drop the tariffs and they were just a negotiation tool and they would be dropped as part of a negotiation, then where's that income going to come from then? Yeah. Right? If that really wasn't a thing.
Right.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Geez. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not cool. And I don't know. And overall, this economy works for, hundreds of millions of human beings, but it doesn't really work for billions of human beings.
Yeah.
So I think we really do need to be working towards, a much more robust, long-term set of economies for, this spaceship Earth kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
But I'll just settle for not stupid, just a plan. Just some kind of plan, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. You kind of like a Build Back Better plan.
Yes.
That was kind of how we were going to set the infrastructure for the onshore.
Right.
Right?
Right.
It's like, so that was a plan, imperfect, but a plan nonetheless, right? You can always fix a plan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But no plan is no plan.
No plan is no.
Yeah, and breaking something that's like quitting a job before you have a job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or move it out before you have a place to go. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. It does absolutely no sense. No sense at all, Mike.
So, but I am curious to see where this goes in the next 60 days, right? Because I think May 12th, the last Chinese ships get here, right? So
is that what it is?
Yeah. So a lot of Walmart products, a lot of dollar store products, were a much too large percentage of the the American consumer, the citizenry, where we buy our shit as consumers. Their stuff's going to disappear, right? There's not suddenly going to be some new product to fill that void. It doesn't work that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And overall, I'm not pro-consumerism I'm not defending consumerism, but I'm certainly not defending the lack of a plan and burning shit down.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck, it doesn't make any sense, man.
And folks, don't despair. There's only 1,000 change days left of
Oh, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
The newest presidential, decree where, police have much more latitude to just warrantlessly search, knock raid, just looking for brown people, basically.
Right.
It's totally bonkers.
Yes.
It's so does that mean everybody who is not actively working to impeach all of these people, and saying out loud that states will hold them accountable even if they get a presidential pardon, any law enforcement who does anti-Fourth Amendment stuff has to know they're going to be prosecuted. If we don't say it out loud now, they're going to start in on it, right? And he wouldn't presidentially pardon anybody. And remember, he squeezed all these law offices for hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, so who do you think is going to get defended with that money?
Right.
Yeah.
I think there's one major law firm that's fighting back against him, and I can't remember the name of it, but... The rest of them.
I don't know. They need to be disempowered. And just the idea that we can be ruled by presidential whim is so obviously, A, unconstitutional, and B, short-sighted and stupid.
Yes.
Right? A nation of 330 million humans, citizens, and 250 years of momentum cannot be ruled by whim. Right? It has to have a slow but honest body working these mechanisms.
Yes.
Right? And we don't have an honest set of bodies, right? Congress has totally given up its entire portion of the Constitution, right? The first. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, not cool,
Big
dude.
time.
Yeah. It's weird.
It's just...
And what are they being promised? right? Because the oligarchs always,
Right.
well, I don't know. It's like, how did Richard or Orban's minions do? How did his enablers do? Right? It's like we see what happens to Putin's guys. They get poisoned for the
Right.
most part.
Yeah.
Right? Anybody who can like push up against them gets, not well. It doesn't end up well. Right? I don't know. It's weird. I don't get it. I don't get who falls for it.
Yeah.
Liberty's better.
Liberty's a lot better.
Yeah.
Put this over here. I'm getting a little crackle. Well, speaking of weird, I've heard rumors that Elon is getting ready to step down from his Doge, even though he got like this fakey badge today that he's been
the
flashing.
Doge
The Doge Father.
What the fuck kind of unserious shit is this? Cutting millions of people from needed services, and he thinks it's a joke.
It's a joke that he could.
Yeah.
Yes. It's the same thing as
it just doesn't make any sense.
Kirsty Nome playing dress up and running around with a machine gun
and not doing the job.
Not doing the job.
It's so weird, dude. And I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No. Just originally they claimed that they were going to come in and save like $2 trillion. We're going to slash $2 trillion of waste from the American budget. Waste and fraud. Now they've sort of reeled that number back down,
'cause it's nonsense.
and they're claiming that they've saved $150 million. Right?
Like a million with an M.
With an M,
Yeah.
not a T.
But they
not
destroyed
B.
millions also with an M of lives.
$135 million price tag to get them to that $150 million.
Yeah. And also, just to show that it is a big lie, fraud is a crime.
Yes.
If there was fraud,
Where's the prosecution?
Where's any? Where are the charges at all?
They have all three branches of government.
Yeah.
All three branches of government.
So it was a lie.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying there isn't waste, fraud, abuse in any expenditures.
absolutely.
No fucking duh.
I have no issue.
Yeah.
There's Stephanie. Oh no, Violet. That's Violet. She's our local parking enforcement agent here in Renton, one of them, and
I thought you meant the lady on the scooter.
Yeah, and she was one of our characters in Hot Rodder. She did one of the thugs. She did the main thug when they went to Gut Town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I mean, that's a local celebrity sighting.
Yes, local celebrity
once you're on Hot Rodders, do you like Simpsons money? Don't even need it. Yeah, in episode 6, and totally,
Came out
segue.
this week.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, did you listen?
Not yet. Not yet.
Listen,
Oh yeah.
I like it a lot. It's very Mad Max. It's very chasing through the desert on vehicles and leaping from vehicle to vehicle and all that stuff. Fisticuffs.
That's good
Lots
stuff.
of fisticuffs. And our
Jeez, a lot's going on.
ooh, be careful out there, folks. And our good aforementioned friend Jeff, who's still not here with us, does a great job as two different characters.
Oh
on
yeah.
that.
So you're telling me Jeff not only is on the greatest Our Town podcast extraordinary ever in Renton?
Yeah.
But he's also starring, I say.
Yeah, starring in a dual role.
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
Orville and the Flamekeeper, who's the big bad guy in this one. So.
Oh yeah, now the kid's on top of it.
Yeah, geez, all right.
Get your back, Jeff.
Yeah. So anyway, a Yale University budget lab report did a study on this, and they figured out that because of all the firings and the rehirings and the payouts and all that stuff, it ended up costing $135 million to get to that $150 million saving. Naturally, I would kill to have $15 million.
No, but it's the intangibles also, all that soft power stuff, some of which has been grossly corrupted, etc.
Yeah.
Understood and acknowledged, right? But a lot of it really does help the standing of the United States and kind of offset some of the shenanigans of the United States worldwide, right? And that's going to get filled by, who else can afford to do that right now?
Yeah.
China.
Right.
Yeah. So they're going to win the soft power war for the next 30, 40 years, and we're going to become a second-rate nation.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, and we don't need to nuke China to stay ahead of China. We have to be the best we can be to stay ahead of China.
Right.
That's all it would take.
Yeah.
Is for us to really embrace entrepreneurship and freedom and liberty and justice and all those kinds of things, man. Right? Yeah, that's all it would take.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of Doge, speaking of Elon, there's a new truck that's coming out. I don't know if you heard about this. It's a new electric vehicle, but it's a very basic truck. It's going to be made by a company called Slate Motors, I think, or Slate Auto. Jeff Bezos is an investor, but he doesn't have any controlling power. He's not doing the day-to-day operations on it, but they're coming out with a smallish pickup truck. Think Ford Ranger from the 90s size kind of a thing. And then it starts price tag, they're hoping $26,000, which is affordable-ish.
More so than a lot. Cybertruck starts at 100, I think.
Right.
Oh, yeah. But that's kind of the other side of it, right? But no, it's a very basic vehicle, kind of like a Volkswagen Bug and such was at the time, right?
Yeah.
It's but in today's day and age, they have to go through a lot of crash test stuff and et cetera. So, I don't know. I like the concept of it, and that is a type of entrepreneurship, right?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be mad at that.
Yeah.
I have no idea anything about the company whatsoever.
I don't know if it's a good company. I don't know who's running it. I don't know how good the cars are supposedly going to be, but I like the idea of it because you can go in $25K and you can modify it.
Yeah,
you can
they're modular. That's what I thought the Cybertruck was going to be.
Yeah.
To where you could just, mod it out. And this, you can turn it into, a shorty pickup, right? And it's, I think, it's not even a 5-foot bed, but pretty close.
Yeah.
But you can slide 4x8 sheets in there. You just got to add some extra.
Is there a tailgate on those things? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I just saw their blurb, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like the concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as they're safe and smart.
Yes. And quality. They've already picked a manufacturing plant in Warsaw, Indiana. If you want to get a job, nice. They think about 2,000 jobs they're going to do. But you can get online right now, and I think pay $50 to do like a reserve your place in line kind of thing, and it's refundable if you change your mind. But it's an interesting concept, and I like the idea.
Did the Trump regime get rid of not bribery? What do you call it when you give somebody an incentive? There are incentives.
No, I
which
think it's
was
still
$5 grand.
out,
okay.
and that will lower the price if it stays. Right. By 2026, I think they want to get this vehicle.
And I don't know if states do it, but maybe they have additional.
It'd be nice, like California probably does.
Maybe,
I would think.
Maybe.
But
I don't know. I like the idea, and I bet I think the first battery package like 140 miles, and the second's 250 or something.
Yes, I think that's what it is.
Depending on how you're driving.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know.
And it's supposed to be able to drive it home, and you don't need any fancy plug-ins. You can plug it into a wall outlet and
it depends on how much time.
So if you just need a commuter car, but it's got the truck feature, which is handy to have.
Yeah. And if it can take a roof rack.
Yeah.
If you can put a 4x8 sheet above your vehicle, you're stoked. Yeah. But not all vehicles can do that.
No.
But that's one of my determining factors for
if I'm getting a car, truck or van or whatever.
Sheet goods.
Jeez,
I don't know if that's neat. And Slate, you can spell Tesla with the same words, So good. I was like, wait a minute.
Think about that. What do you call that, anagram?
I don't know. And I wasn't even mad at Tesla until he turned out to be a psychopath. Right?
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan. He just always seemed a little off, but I wasn't mad at him.
No, but I like the cars because I had been in, the Model S before, and I thought that Cybertruck was going to be a modular thing, but it's not. I think now he just wants to get weapons contracts. He wants to have robots and you try to up-armor those to be some kind of like new Hummer or whatever, but I don't think so.
No, and I think the American military, the U.S. military, would like to figure out a way to do more electric vehicles. It's just hard because of the range and the power plants that you got to bring down to convert the energy and stuff.
But they also have a lot of infrastructure for moving diesel fuel from place to place.
Already,
you know what I mean? It's like, it ain't their first rodeo.
They're pretty good at it.
They're pretty good at it. But they also Yeah, I don't know. I mean, electric vehicles have a lot of pluses, and they got some negatives, right? It's like, because, petroleum and petroleum distillates make a lot of BTUs, dude, right? There's just a lot of cost every step of the way. Mm-hmm. But you can, it's portable to some degree.
Yeah.
We've been at it for a minute.
Yeah.
But there was some polluting. There is that.
There is that. Geez, I don't want to pick on him too much, but I saw the picture, and I did a double take before I read the article. We talked last week about Pope Francis passing away. They had the funeral, a lot of heads of state there. Everybody in black, one person in blue.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. And falling asleep. Just weird. I don't know. But of all the things that man has done and is doing, that's not even on my top 1,000.
But it's just...
It's symbolic of... Yeah, but also, I don't know.
But then again, I have TDR, so...
Yeah, oh man, I don't know. He just needs to be a statesman, and he doesn't even understand what that means, right? Now is the time for statespeople, right? And I really mean that. Yeah. People who are putting country and posterity ahead of self, which doesn't seem all that radical. It's just gotten so far.
You're so fucking woke, Mike.
It's so weird, dude. It's so weird. Because time doesn't stop when you're out of office or when we all pass or whatever. Time continues, right? And whether they're our loved ones or not, they're still citizens and humans, right? So it's like without, some positive momentum, it's like it just makes it harder, not easier.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It's so weird. Anyway, but speaking of...
But I think he pooped his pants. And I'm not kidding. I think because he's obviously wearing adult diapers, and there's no shame in that.
No.
There's tens of millions of Americans who do, right? It's because incontinence come out from medications, old age, blah, 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 blah. And I think it fucked up his suit. So I think he wore a spare suit. That was his dinner suit. Yeah, that was not his funeral suit. That was his dinner suit.
I just wonder if his underwear are poise.
No, yes, nice.
Dickie.
That's for you.
Just for you,
Mr.
Dickie.
Rossetti. Yeah. Oh, nice. Poise here, because the shit's going to get real.
Shit's going to get real. Oh, shit. Well, speaking of food dyes, or speaking of colors, food dyes, RFK wants to get rid of them. I actually don't disagree with him on this.
Yes and no.
Some have been long proven to not have any negative effects.
Yes.
So I'm fine with that, but some of them you don't even realize. Like, I didn't know that they sometimes artificially color oranges because a lot of times they're green coming, but they're ripe, but they're green, but to get people to buy them, is this a bag of lime?
Yeah, but these are the same guys that will irradiate our food.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because we don't want to have standards that the production side needs to deal with. So we're just going to pay to irradiate on your food. You watch, dude.
I know.
You watch, because they already said the salmonella rules are out the window.
Yes. What the fuck is that about?
Just a giveaway, dude.
Yes.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird, man.
The party of family values are going to poison all of the families.
It's so weird, dude. It's so weird. But only pretty much the poor who don't have good health care, right? And then get rid of Medicaid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because a sickly population is much more dependent upon what the landed gentry will parcel out.
Yeah.
Right? So then you have to get your health care from your job. Have to. Right? You have to get... And then company towns are 2 steps down the road, dude.
Right.
Honest.
Yeah.
I'm not far-fetched in this.
Yes, you're not.
Oh, man.
It's already happened once in history.
Yes. And that was a model that they liked. The robber baron model, of course that's what they're emulating.
Yeah.
Right? But now it's kind of instead of the extraction barons, at least in the U.S., although that's part of it, but it's the information extractionist barons.
Right.
Right? Because that's what they sell, is the information they're extracting from our interactions.
I know.
What? Oh, man, how come we weren't diabolical? We could be so rich.
We just need to be evil.
Yeah, but it's just not worth it.
No.
It's just not worth it, dude. It's not.
I can't take advantage of people like that.
No, I never could. It's so weird.
It is weird. But and I would say, avoid the processed foods. I try to, but I am guilty of, taking the easy road sometimes.
Yeah, Nilla wafers are fucking good, dude.
They're really good.
Yeah, but of course they don't look like that in nature.
No. So we're talking cereals, candy, Gatorade, all processed foods, but then there's some like seasonings and condiments, right? Yeah. So like your spices in your spice rack may contain some dyes unless you got them from a,
Sure, they're organic or whatever. But then I don't think you'll notice in the same. If my black pepper was black, white with some brown in it, nobody's going to fucking care.
I wouldn't care.
No, but it's like if your Cheetos are now gray, and all those processed foods from Cheez-Its, Cheetos, Nilla wafers, everything that gets turned into a paste and squeezed into a shape, which is a tremendous amount of the stuff we eat, people. Yeah. Honestly, all of that.
All of it.
All of that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Should we really be eating paste that's been squeezed into a shape? Right? Besides sausage.
Well, sausage is on the list.
How dare you,
Yes,
sir?
they put a little orange, a little red in there to give it that look. Otherwise,
gray
it'd just be
not
gray.
Yes, gray is not appetizing. Unless you're Hannibal Lecter or something. Like the amygdala. Yeah, but honest, it's not. It's like, and so, I don't know. And we've been talking to like apples have to be super red, and they'll give them a nitrogen bath and stuff like that, right? And like you say about fruits and stuff like that, because we want to be eating what we perceive to be the best, right? Yeah, it's freshest, no marks.
Same thing as like waxing those apples, right? Or throwing out, like the grocer throwing out an oddly shaped carrot or something, because we want the perfect, shaped carrot. We don't want the twisted, heart-shaped
one that looks like it has a pee-pee.
The one that's, shaped like a. Yes, we don't want the little pee-pee ones.
I know, but.
And we waste a ton of food.
I mean, a lot. Yeah, because we've subsidized the petrochemical and roadways and trucking industries so that we can just cut through that stuff, right? All top to bottom, right? Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, I'm not necessarily against that, but of course we should have different dietary habits, right? I'm not going to necessarily blame the industry for feeding us poison when we can say no. Yeah. Right? Water supply should not be poisoned because that's a public.
Yes.
That's the one source you can go to for water, right? But buying Nilla wafers, and God bless them, I buy dollar store Nilla wafers. You know what I mean? But I also recognize that's not food. Right? That's not food. Yeah. Right? It just happens to be an edible, non-toxic. It's like eating Play-Doh. You know what I mean? It's not food. It just happens to be non-toxic.
I don't know. Have you had Play-Doh for a while?
It's been a while.
Maybe last time was sick.
Yeah, not as long as you think. Just to try it out. With one of those weird cheese and crackers, CHEEZ at crackers, spoon, fork, thing, stick. That's how I eat my Play-Doh, so I pace myself easier.
Oh no, it was Silly Putty. I was thinking there was one of those was like to remove wallpaper.
Yeah,
or something.
I don't know. Silly Putty might be toxic. Yeah, although any of you guys send me money, I'll eat Silly Putty on there. Oh yeah, 100%. A decent amount of money. I'm not doing that for $1. 20 is the new 5.
His copay is a little more than $1.
Yeah. Although I'm very probiotic active. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Silly Putty's like, damn you.
It's not the strangest thing that Mike's had in his mouth. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, it's on video. I know. But I just heard today that Health and Human Services wants all vaccines to be tested against placebo. That's a new rule. So what does that look like? So are you actively giving people
fake vaccines?
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Not fake, but just...
Well, inactive.
Imaginary.
Yeah. I don't know. But I don't know. But that means you're giving them a sickness too,
right?
Because that's how you test the test the vaccine.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Just wacky. We as a species need to be unafraid enough to follow data, right? But data in a calm, collected, measured way, because decisions regarding 330 million American citizens, you can't rush into shit unless it's an abso-fucking-loot.
Yeah.
fire, right? It's like, no, you got to be deliberative about these decisions, right? I don't know. I think.
Yeah.
Follow the data.
Follow the data. Well, speaking of following the data, Mike, your good friend Mike Lindell is back in the news. A lawyer representing MyPillow and him against the Dominion voting systems lawsuit. There's like an individual from there that's suing them, but his lawyer, Lindell's lawyers, put together a brief and gave it to the judge, and what they had done is ran it through AI to create this brief and turned it in, and the judge is like, a whole bunch of these case laws that you're citing
never existed.
They're not real. What?
Yeah.
What
and they didn't
this?
check.
And they didn't check.
I mean, they're like middle schoolers cheating on a book report.
I want to know how much money, I don't care, but how much money dude is paying these people.
And it's interesting you say brief, because he also was on a Zoom call during one of his court appearances as a lawyer. Without pants on.
How did they discover it? Did he stand up?
Because he stood up.
Oh my God. This is the same lawyer?
Yeah.
Or the same team?
Same lawyer. Yeah, just a ding-dong.
Only the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with these people, man? Yeah, because I think he doxed one of the Dominion people or something like that.
Yeah.
Put his life in danger in some way or another. Or so the argument is.
Yeah, and wasn't it Fox News Entertainment that paid
$800 million?
$800 million?
Yeah. For knowingly lying over and over and over, and really trying to influence elections, et cetera, through lying.
Right.
Yeah, over and over and over.
But we're just entertainment.
Yeah. Oh, man. But what do we do about that?
I don't know.
Right? I don't know. I think, and that's why, originally Jefferson wanted us to go to school for free, right? And he even thought college, just education in general should be free, right? Because a more wise citizenry can make wiser decisions, right? As opposed to superstition feeding into our... right? Yeah. And all these other weird things that don't really belong in the age of reason.
Right.
They could belong, but they don't belong at the decision-making table first and foremost, right? They can enhance our decision-making, right? But that can't be the source of our decision-making, right?
Yeah.
It has to be reason. Or not.
And well-calculated reason.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
As often as possible, right? That's not always doable, but when it is applicable, it should be applied.
Yeah. Good luck to
I'm glad I'm still making arguments for the age of reason. It's so dumb. Buckminster Fuller's rolling in his grave.
Yes, he is.
I can hear him right now. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you people?
Some good news. Remember a few weeks ago we were talking about different health benefits that were sort of odd, and I can't remember.
Chewing on wood,
stuff like that.
I think about it every day.
A new study came out that suggests that crop dusting, when you fart and move, is very good for your body.
For the duster or the dust-e?
For the duster, not so much for the dusty. I mean, I don't know.
Well, we at Our Town Podcast Extraordinary don't kink shame.
Yeah, I'm not going to yuck your yum on that one. But
well, how, sir? How is this?
Well, there's a new study out that says walking after a meal and expelling that gas. Because when you're walking and you're moving, you're getting the intestines to move, and all that stuff is just moving down the way it's supposed to go. Unless, instead of like eating a big meal and then sitting on the couch.
64-ounce tomahawk steak and shit.
Wake me up in 4 days. Just a fucking...
like a python.
Poop and fart machine. But walking and expelling that gas can improve all those intestinal functions and motility. And the movement of our intestines not only prevents constipation, but it stimulates the bowels and also can regulate insulin better in your body because you're moving moving that sugars around your body.
It triggers a bunch of other functions.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it can lower the risk of cancer.
Jeez.
So eat a big meal or eat a meal, take a little walk around the block.
Just walk around the living room where your old lady's at.
Crop dust the crap out of her. Until the cats are even hiding under the bed. So just because it was swearing, chewing on wood, crop dusting.
Crop dusting. I would think, moving your body after eating kind of stands to reason, right? I get that. Yeah, because, nice. I mean, Grog and Slog, they had to get back to work. Yeah, they were being chased by... eating that brontosaurus bone or... pterodactyl eggs and shit, right? And they're got to sprint back to the cave. Wait a minute. Cave bears and pterodactyls?
Well, speaking of pterodactyls, a U.S. fighter jet rolled off an aircraft carrier in the Red Sea.
No, it didn't make it onto.
Oh, I thought
have you seen the footage of it?
No.
Yeah, no, he just comes up short and then plunks down. It's a
I thought that they were moving a plane.
Oh, the one I saw was a landing accident. Oh, maybe not.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw one where they were landing and didn't and just cut it short.
And he plunked into the ocean?
Yeah, like backwards and just went floop straight down. It was rough. Hopefully,
got out.
I would imagine so.
This one, my understanding was it was like the lower decks and they were adjusting, moving the plane around. There was a dude in a tractor and there was a guy in the plane probably steering it to get it to park or whatever, the valets basically.
Yeah, that's what they call them.
They got too close to the edge and for some reason the plane just listed and plunked into the ocean.
Did it pull the trailer with it?
Pulled the tractor with it. The two sailors, don't know what ranks they were able to leap away to safety, which is good. Only minor injuries.
That's like a
$70 million jet.
Yeah. Oh man. What was it? Do you know?
I don't. I do know it was a
F-18.
I think that's what it was.
Hornet.
Super Hornet. It was on the USS Harry S. Truman, based in the Red Sea. They're mostly shooting missiles at Houthi
so
rebels.
I would have Seth all like, hey, could you guys take a left? I need you to deliver a pizza for me or something. I don't know.
Pizza in a fist.
Yeah, geez.
And that boat was supposed to be on its way back to home port, but it got held there because of this Houthi thing.
That just sounds to me like a lack of somewhere in the communication chain broke down. Because if you're going to maneuver a giant ship like that, everybody has to make sure their shit's stowed. Right. It's like, you got to batten that shit down. Because those, tons. Yes, it's an expensive thing, but. Hey, and then somebody could steal it from us and steal the design.
Yeah, right? I gotta think that they're gonna. I don't know.
Yeah, because would they try to go salvage that plane just so even if you could use it again to make sure the Houthis don't get the designs or the Iranians smash our radar design?
I guess if they can get down to explode it, they could probably.
I would think
clamp a hook to it, and
something,
pull it back. But
I would think I'd be worried about that.
I would too.
Right?
Yeah. Geez. Well, speaking of flying things, the state of Florida is thinking about changing the state bird. Do you know what the state bird of Florida is?
The pink flamingo?
You would think so. That's what they want to change it to. It's actually the mockingbird.
Is it? Is it the mockingbird?
That's what I hear. But the problem is that Arkansas, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Texas all use the mockingbird
Did not know that.
as their state bird. So they want to be a little bit different, and they're thinking, flamingo.
Are there any other states where flamingos go like that?
I think so.
Maybe that coast.
South Carolina, maybe?
Yeah, bitch, man.
Georgia.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Yeah, and they're pink because of the krill they eat, right?
I guess so,
Yeah. Otherwise, they'd just be plain old white.
I don't know.
Cranes, I think. Yeah. You don't stand out.
We're crazy.
I would have always thought it was the flamingo because I watched Miami Vice back in the day.
Yeah. Mockingbird, Miami Vice. Ain't got no
Mockingbird.
I don't know enough about mockingbirds because they're not up around here, right?
Yeah.
We have starlings though. Can we ship our starlings?
Those fuckers down there. Well, that's what I came up with in the news. Any other? You said the plane, so I'll have to look that up. So that was a recent event too.
Yeah, jeez. I mean, those ships are incredible. Incredible.
Yeah. Dad sailed on one of those.
Wow. I mean, it's bonkers.
I know.
It's bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looking at his pictures from back then, and this was before the, nuclear age and,
Yeah, just giant diesel motor. Just dug, 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 dug. Oh, no, it's insane. The whole engine room because all those motors, the tolerances, especially then, but, I mean, they're pretty loosey-goosey. There's just oil and fuel just gooping, bloop, 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 bloop.
What's that sound?
Yeah.
It's all good.
Yeah. Oh, man, I bet those engineers were incredible.
Yeah.
Can you imagine keeping a boat like that afloat?
Hell no.
So much. So many pumps, sub-motors, bands coming off, and just powering so much shit.
Got a hard enough time with my car.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, geez. What an old Soviet probe that was supposed to go to Venus but didn't make it is going to fall to Earth.
So it was heading to Venus?
Yeah, but something happened and it didn't make it far.
But was this an older?
Yeah, I think the 70s.
Jeez. So did they launch it up and then it didn't?
I guess one of the booster systems must have failed or something. It's been close enough to us to fall back, right? But it had a massive heat shield, so it's small but weighs a lot because it's probably a giant lead heat shield, right? I think it weighs 1,000 pounds or something total.
Yeah.
So it's going to fall back, and so is the radiation shield still intact? Oh, heat shield / radiation, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, maybe not. But
do they have an idea where it's going to fall?
It's a really big band.
Yeah.
So, about 50-50 ocean or land.
Okay.
Right, so. Yeah. Which is not great, not terrible.
Poor farmer in India.
Yeah, because it's going to fall really fast, right? Because it's kind of a bulbous shape, if it's still intact, right? Because that shielding might have gotten fucked up in the meantime, right?
Jeez.
Yeah, crazy. So that's something. What else? I don't know. I've just been consumed with the modern age.
Yeah, a lot of crazy news. Yeah. It's hard to box it into one little segment here on the big show. So
but I sure like the James Webb Telescope is bringing us all sorts of cool shit.
They got some new images.
There's that exoplanet a few weeks back that they're still really breaking down the data on that had two types of molecules that are typically produced by living things, like bacteria and phytoplants and shit like that, the pre-animal animals, right? Make this, and I can't remember what it was, maybe a type of ammonia or something, some shit. But anyway, so that was detected on
that they're able
on a water world way the fuck away.
Yeah.
So but that's neat.
How many light years? Any idea?
I don't know. I want to say 3 or something, 3 light or something. So not terribly far.
Yeah.
But far enough. Yeah, we should just send something there to pollute it now, right? Just send all of our, send JFK Jr. or, RFK Jr. Just launch with all a human petri dish. So all that stuff will just work its way out. I don't know. But that's neat. So, because you can stare at, just like we've done for quite some time with spectrographs or whatever, right? And break down what these molecules are by what light's bouncing off and what's in between and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, people, and we can see, because they wrote it down pretty much the whole way from, Copernicus and that Newton guy and all these fuckers all along kind of wrote down their findings. So we've been able to build on that as a species over and over and over and over. It's great, I think that's neat.
Cool
Human
stuff.
endeavor's still alive and well, right?
Yes,
So,
if we just spend more time on that.
yeah, and quit just,
The dog shits.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, so my new mantra, because I love, jingles, is pushing back to move forward. Right? Because right now we got to push back against still this kind of old mentality of ruling and controlling, right? Into trusting and nurturing, right? We have to trust that by making people as well nourished, as smart, as well learned as possible, that we can have faith that they will work towards a good future, right?
That's a good dream, Mike. Man. Well, my plan today was to talk about like end of golden ages. What would you say the space race golden age was? Because we're not in it now, right? We're not.
No, I
Katy
think we
Perry
are very much.
Are we?
No, oh yeah, very much. Because I think India, Japan, a bunch of other nations, ESA or whatever, the European,
doing a lot more.
Are doing a lot more. So, and instruments have just gotten better and better and better. Hubble was fantastic, even though they had to go up and kind of fix it,
tweak it.
Oops. I remember initially they were like, oh, wait, we did this in meters, not in feet.
Is that what it was?
Because the space shuttle, no, the mirror thing was different.
Yeah.
That was just because they sent the mirror out without, like, checking it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, sorry, it's not clear.
It's like ordering a window for your house.
Oh, so you wanted the glass in there. Oh, yeah, it's like, man, how did it make it all those steps? Yeah, you didn't just deliver it from, Florida to Houston. You sent it to space. Oh, man. But that was a great system.
Yeah.
It still is.
Yeah.
It still produced a lot of really good information. Right? And it's a different brand of information than the James Webb, right? Because that's an infrared telescope. And so you have to break everything down. It's not just a white light or whatever you want to call it, Yeah. Pretty cool. I'm into that. And let alone everybody else. There's all sorts of cool shit up there.
So do you feel like we're still sort of in a golden age? Because the space race was like late 50s, right? All the way through.
All that type of rocket
man on the moon and all that.
Yeah.
Space shuttles. We had some terrible tragedies that kind of set it back a little bit, I think. But
for us, didn't for the Russians. But they've also ran out of money.
Yeah.
Right? And now we kind of got out of the business of it. And I kind of think that was sort of the Reaganomics cult, right, that got us out of that. But also a lot of the wealthy military industrial companies were looking to branch into that, seeing it, that somebody was going to. So they wanted to keep ahead of it, right? And I don't know. As far as I know, we don't have a lot of space weapons, right? But I always feel like that's where the impetus is, right, to kind of weaponize space. I think the Russians say they can, the Soviets, right? They say they can kill individual satellites from space. I don't know if that's a true threat or not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
That would mean that they would have to either launch something from the ground or have some kind of in space.
It could just be a ram. Yeah, I mean, if you do you have a CO2 pistol? And you fling something like that? That's enough.
Yeah,
that's enough because that inertia alone will knock it out of where it's. And it's they were very precise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
Relatively speaking,
wouldn't take much.
It wouldn't take much at all. So I can see that being a possibility. But also, they've been lying about their everything. The Russians have been lying nonstop since the revolution.
Yeah.
Right? So I don't trust. They tell me the sky's blue. I don't trust them. So they've given me no reason to do so.
No.
But also, the Chinese did the thing with the entanglement experiment, right? With a communication system between here and space.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Which was cool. So
and did the moon thing.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, on the far side, you mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was that Chinese?
Or is that Japanese?
I don't know. I want to say it was Japanese.
Maybe it was Japanese.
I don't know. But neat, though. I don't know. I think we're running at it.
Yeah.
So, what should the goals be of our... I mean, I
think that's the first thought, but just more human understanding about how the universe came into being and just where it's going
and where it's going. That knowing the trajectory of that momentum, right? Yeah, and I think the moon. I can't picture us doing anything but going to the moon and making bases, right? Because to get from there out further to the belt or whatever, takes much less oomph, right? Because less gravity and. Just a lot of ants, especially less gravity, right? And 1/6 ish, So it's like that's a lot less fuel. That's about 1/6 of the fuel, or 6 times the payload, right? And there's just other stuff. I don't know. That makes sense to me. But we also, I mean, there's a lot of shit to take care of right now, right? Yeah.
I know. I
but also
truly believe we could do it all.
I do, and we could mine the moon, right? It's like. except for the Transformers are up there. They get mad.
They get mad.
But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of steps in between, right? Because it's still very, very, fuel expensive, ecologically expensive, dangerous, etc. to move any payload off Earth, right?
Yeah, that's what was kind of cool. We talked,
and we don't have a coherent fucking plan.
Yeah.
Like we did. That was the golden age for the moon race and such. Mm-hmm. It's because there was a plan.
To make this achievement,
yes.
Right?
It's
yeah. And we talked about that company that was talking about doing the platforms.
Stuff.
Yeah, just up there and just back to Mars is being able to shuttle stuff back and forth.
Yeah, and we also talked about the guys just launching stuff through the gyro, right?
Yeah.
Because that cuts down price and danger, right? Because they're not putting a person in there, right?
Yeah. And especially, the massive amount of force from Earth to get up.
Oh, yeah.
Is just astounding, but...
Gravity's just a theory, though.
It's not real.
And it is the weakest of the fundamental forces by far.
Yeah.
By like a million times compared to like the weak nuclear force and strong nuclear force and all that kind of stuff. But it's still plenty. You know what I mean? That's why it hurts when you fall.
It keeps me grounded, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know, because Jupe and I used to always talk about like space elevators for moving stuff, because in the end that makes sense. And if you just had like some kind of cool, carbon fiber made out of atmospheric carbon or whatever, it's kind of two birds with one stone. Mm-hmm. Although the amount of material that is, it's more than a little. Yeah. So, and where do you park it? Close to the equator, right? But it's got to go into Earth, right? Because you got to anchor it somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I did read an article where they were, and I was going to talk about it a little bit, but scientists think they've drilled down far enough on one of the experiments so that they've actually hit like the mantle.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Or close to it. Maybe there's deep. It's fucking deep. I got to reread the article. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Is it all scream? Remember they'd have that on Coast to Coast once in a while? Somebody dug down 1 mile and it was nothing but screams. It's like, dude. Yeah.
I thought you'd get to China, but...
Yeah. Oh, man.
That's what Bugs Bunny said.
And the thing is, when you look at a cross-section of the Earth, right, it's like the habitable part is... I mean, the rest of it is nope. Just nope the whole way. Nope. Yeah. Except where King Kong lives.
What was that movie with talented actor, the gal Hilary Swank, where the core? Was that what it was?
Jeez, I've never seen it.
I've never seen
Oscar
it either.
Award-winning Hilary Swank. Oh, yeah.
Where they got into a giant drill car and drove.
It would just take so long to go like 13,000 miles.
Wake me when we get
through
there.
Like really heavy stuff.
Yeah.
It's a job for Superman.
Yeah.
He would just bore that shit out in like 8 minutes.
Well, geez, Mike, I did read a Reddit article and a couple other articles, and they were talking, all these people were talking about the end of the golden age of different things. So I've got like this whole list of just crazy golden age stuff, but
that's going away.
Or it died a long time ago, right? Like boxing. Right? The golden age of boxing, I think the last time was probably the early Tyson career, right?
Sure.
Maybe all of Tyson's career.
Kind of, yeah.
But
because he kind of lit a fire for sure, right?
Yeah,
because he destroyed all the old guard. Yeah.
I couldn't tell you a boxer. Maybe Lennox Lewis
I don't know,
came in after.
I think it's still a pretty big, but now there's MMA and humanity is just much more extreme.
Right.
We're just, most of our appetites are just much more extreme.
Yeah.
We have like slapping contests, bare knuckle boxing is they're all like big.
It's like, what in the hell?
I know, it's extra, dude.
I'm just waiting for the Sylvester Stallone arm wrestling.
Oh, yeah. No, it's a thing.
Hat in the back.
Oh, man. And now with the absolutely mainstream gambling on every single fucking thing. Oh, yeah, dude. So all that stuff's just going to have more and more momentum.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's good, bad, or otherwise, right? But I see it.
Do you feel like there was a golden age of boxing? Was it Muhammad Ali?
Well, because he was a mainstream person, right? Larger than life, mainstream person. I think he was kind of, and I mean, remember the Marvin Hagler years and Sugar Ray Leonard, Hitman Hearns for different weight divisions, I guess.
Yeah.
Right. And Tyson just kind of destroyed everybody.
But they were all sort of household names, and they were flamboyant, and you could see them on commercials, and they were just remembered.
Yeah, because now we're kind of just kind of buried in it all, right? There's just so much.
Yeah.
I was talking to my nephew about the basketball go. They all think, that Michael Jordan's just ancient. He might as well be from the penny farthing days and shit. It's like, you nuts, dude.
That was from the 1900s, Uncle.
It's all.
What is it now?
Stephen Curry's the goat.
Stephen Curry.
And typically it's that, because Kobe's gone, right? So, but I think he's in that argument, but not for long, because the kids coming up are like, who's that?
Yeah.
And same with, I would think, boxing and MMA for sure, because we were both adults when MMA started, right? Or at least that brand of it.
Right.
And that's big business now. So.
I remember there's early cage fights. Even Mr. Graydon was doing some of that stuff,
insane.
Right?
On the res, dude.
Really?
That was insane.
Jeez.
Not a good idea.
Were these sanctioned fights, or were
No
they?
way.
Oh.
No paramedics. No
shit.
nothing, dude. No, it was insane.
That's nuts.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
And I know that goes on, right? Because you see, like, street
Backyard
beefs and bum
boxing,
fights and shit in backyard pro wrestling. I encourage, even though that's a chiropractor's wet dream. But I don't know, man. People can die from fighting, right? It's a thing. And get damaged. CTE is very real,
right?
Et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, proceed with caution, people. It's like.
Scary stuff.
I don't know. Golden age of boxing, because I was born when I was born, so I do remember fondly the middleweight eaters, right? The Sugar Ray Leonard, the Hagler, Tommy Hearns fights are legendary.
Well, we also had
Roberto Duran.
For me, it was like, and I hate to bring in the fictional, but like the Rocky movies, right?
Sure,
because that really was like, focused on what is boxing, and just like. Those sold millions of tickets.
Sure. And it's a person.
Yes.
Right? So it's not just like teams. I've got blessed. Like the Chicago Bears had a video and shit. You know what I mean?
Super Bowl shuffle.
But it's kind of different in those singular athlete sports, right? And I guess, I mean, is there a golden age of pole vaulting? Maybe. I don't know.
It was 1922 to 1925.
It's interesting. I don't know, but man, boxing's real. And there's plenty of boxing schools, right? We've got one across the street that's been successful for years. Man, it's good. It's the sweet, sweet science.
Yeah, that's true. What about golden age of fried chicken sandwiches? Remember when Popeyes had that fried chicken? Everybody had to get it, right? And then every other fast food joint came up. And I try to avoid fast food as much as I can. I'll admit that I occasionally partake, but everybody came up with the same sort of idea that Popeyes did. And now it's like,
And they didn't continue getting better.
I don't know.
Jeez,
I don't know.
Bummer.
I guess everybody had their favorite, but
and I had people like Popeyes.
I don't think there's a lineup around the block anymore for the Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Man.
And the Krispy Kreme donuts had their moment. There was a little golden age of that too.
Waiting in line.
Yes, around the block
for a mass
for an okay donut.
Isn't that funny? I still see it with sandwich shops. And Pasato's that way. Once in a while, it's like, but that's also lunch in a small deli. It's like if your deli has a good rep, and then all of a sudden, instead of 3 customers, being stuffed in there, there's like 30 inside and 20 out the door. It's like, that's cool though.
Internet and early social media. I kind of threw those two together. So when the internet came out, did you get early internet at your house, your parents' house?
But briefly in like 99, 2000 at the Bremar house. But it didn't, what I know now.
Stuff.
The AOL disc or whatever, right? And they just sent out, how many of those are in the landfill?
Right.
But even then, it wasn't, I didn't have a job that needed it or all that much interest in it. Not really. So I didn't know what I know now. I probably should have spent some time
trying to learn it. Dad got a computer early on, probably 96-ish, I would say. Somewhere in there. And he had the dial-up stuff, and he would get on there, but most of his stuff was like, sending jokes to his brothers and stuff, my uncles.
Yeah.
It was kind
Didn't
of
have to tell a party line.
I remember he learned how to download this program or program it where you get this beverage dispenser. And he did all this thing. He said, check this out. And he does the whole command codes and stuff. And then he pushes enter, and this greatest beverage in the little disc. Oh, but it comes over.
Yeah.
Through all that.
Yeah.
There's a little button right there.
Yeah.
But he thought it was the funniest thing. But he did a lot of computer work at his job, too. So he was a little used to it. But the early days of that, I never got into the early days of social media, like MySpace. Never had a MySpace account, nothing like that. Years later, the only reason I did like Facebook and stuff was mostly business related, because you felt like you needed, starting a new business, you felt like you had to have a social media presence. And now my personal social media is mostly just to share pictures of smushing babies with family and stuff, and then let the world know how great my kids are and stuff like that.
That's right. So, that's pretty good use of it, right? Yeah, I did initially for Liberty, right?
Yeah, you kind of felt like you had to, right?
Kind of at the time. Knowing what I know now, I certainly wouldn't have.
Yeah.
And I do just personally need to be more disciplined with how much time I spend on such things.
Right, yeah. Because it's really not
I don't
worth too much. I mean, a few times you see somebody post something that's like, oh, it's good to hear from them or catch up.
Sure.
But I never got into the early days of that stuff. But people are hearkening back to, remember back when, MySpace was more simple and you weren't, people had fun with it.
Yeah, you weren't just judging each other all the time. Yeah.
It was like, hey, I just went to the show and found this great new band, right, that you wanted to brag about or whatever. But, I don't know. Here's a big one.
But yes, the golden age is gone.
Yeah. And I do want to get my neighbor down, and hopefully I'm not even going to mention his name because I do want to get him down here. But journalism, press, and news. Right? Remember in the 70s, Woodward and Bernstein? I mean, we don't really remember that because we were just kids.
No, but just the idea that
the idea of it.
Yeah, but they were still like super muckrakers.
Yes.
But dependable.
The Walter Cronkites and the Dan Rathers and stuff. People you can get on the news and trust.
Yeah.
That they're just the facts, ma'am.
Yeah. And how true that really is, I don't know. I've never done an in-depth look at,
if there was some
propaganda push to it.
There was integrity back then.
I think there were just personal integrity. I mean, sure, and the fairness doctrine.
Yeah.
Right. And so it's like there were more rules to it, right?
Yeah. And now it's all just headline grabbing and talking heads and telling you how you're supposed to feel.
The first CNN with the flashing news line down below, man, that was the end of it.
The 24-hour news.
Yeah, the 24-hour news. Once that happened, even at the time, I'm like, oh, we're fucked. Because it's just flash. And it works on me personally. Right? I don't think I'm alone in that. Where like a TV telling me doom, it gets my attention. Right?
And I don't know. I mean, there's times where I feel like it might be election day, right? The 24-hour news cycle. Or the LA riots after the Rodney King verdicts and stuff like that. I mean, I was fucking glued to my TV for hours just watching the
Iran hostage situation there are, of course, but then they can you can preempt other programming because it's a special news thing, right? It's like, but they kind of, especially for-profit news services, it used to be that was the money loss that the networks had, right? Because they had to work in the public interest, so they had to have some kind of news and information, right? And they were like we talked about with kid shows, they would throw the more stuff in because that was the high money time, so that could be kind of a dump, right? But it was low, it didn't cost too much to put those on.
Yeah.
But 24-hour news cycles, or news stations that have to make a profit because they're cable and shit, man. So it's like, and Fox isn't, and Fox didn't mind losing money.
No.
Right, because they just want to get their foot in the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. We need to have honesty and integrity should become cool again.
Yeah.
And just really the standard for which we treat each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What about this one, Mike? Architecture, and I'm not talking like buildings and stuff, even though I think commercial buildings, especially large skyscraper type stuff like in Seattle, are getting more interesting. But housing developments are just cookie cutter. Quickly and as cheaply as can be built places. And I'm not saying that, the golden age was 10 years ago, because they've been doing these cooker cutter type for a long time. I mean, even going back to the 70s. But
I would say the Second World War.
That's true. Yeah.
All before that, it were company towns, I guess. Right. Well, a little bit before that, right, where they would just set up different types of housing. But, we're not an intentional community in the same sense, right? But, it's because of that type of, single-family home, neighborhood stuff. Yeah, geez, there's a lot of money.
I mean, you can drive into any house and you pick out like 3 or 4 models, different models. But other than that, maybe they put the door on the left-hand side on this one instead of the right-hand side. I like my neighborhood because all the houses are different. There's a few that look there's a house on the next cul-de-sac where we live that kind of looks like our house.
Yeah, but the designation as a neighborhood came after. Right? It wasn't built.
Right.
Yeah, because if you go to the power lines just up from you guys, oh no, it's the other way around.
It's the other way around.
For as far as the eye can see, almost. It's a lot. Developments, but people got to live somewhere.
People do got to live.
But
I'm not picking on it, but
I know. But they do
wish there was some.
Yeah, I know. Because you don't get a lot of population concentration, which is why people are appealed to it, but it's also a little less tenable. Right? It's like, because how many trees are there to cut down and make new space? Right? And then where's all that rainwater go? Now it's a runoff problem, blah, 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 blah,
exactly.
blah. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. And we've seen to where even when cities, municipalities and or states mandate, a little bit of low income tossed in with these developments, and it doesn't happen.
That's what they always promise, right?
But not everybody wants a single family home forever, right? It's like, I don't know. Beats me.
I don't know. But I do agree. I mean, I don't like that. I don't think I could buy a house in a cookie cutter type.
No, they're really expensive, dude.
Have you seen that movie with the kid that played Mark Zuckerberg?
Lex Luthor kid? No,
Lex
but it looks
Luthor
creepy.
Kid, Vivarium or whatever.
Is that what they?
I think is the name of it. They're in the neighborhood like that, and they're just like lost in the first part of the movie. They can't get out.
They're trapped.
They're trapped.
And then a kid shows up.
Yes.
I don't know. That looks like a Twilight Zone episode or something.
It really is, and it's sort of fascinating. You'll have to watch it. I don't want to.
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yep, that's the kid. Yeah. Jeez.
Who I liked is Luther. That puts me in very limited company.
I'm trying to remember. Because
the way he speaks so quickly and such, the Eisenberg dialogue makes him seem like a super smart person.
Gotcha.
Whether or not he is, I have no idea. But
because he's got that quick wit or whatever.
And just very sharp, and it always seems like he's looking down on everybody else. And for Luther, that's perfect.
That's perfect.
Right. Oh yeah.
Well, speaking of comic
Hackman
books,
is the only real
Luther.
Thank you.
But let's talk about comic books, because people say the golden age of comics is long gone.
Not even close.
No,
right now by far is the golden age of comics.
Really?
By 1,000-fold.
Okay.
Never been better. Way more publishing houses. Way better quality paper. So let's just start from the paper on up, right? Way better. Color separation, some of which is still by hand, some of which is digitized, right? Art is better. I don't know. It's so much better. Because there's just more resource, more avenues, and more people participating.
Okay.
By far.
Okay.
So no way. And
a lot of independent stuff.
Yeah, way more than ever. Besides, like maybe the mid to late 70s with all the hippie culture ones, but even then, just in sheer numbers, about 1,000 times more.
Wow.
Oh yeah. No, so much more. And now is the easiest time to be a self-published writer than ever.
Is there? I don't know if you know the answer to this. Is there a lot of young people doing the comic thing? People younger than teens.
I would think there's a lot of online and self-published stuff by younger people, especially now with AI.
Okay.
I know one person, but he's
readers?
29. I bet.
Yeah.
I don't know that, but for some comics, because there's also there's still product tie-in comic books, right? Like, you saw like the Hedgehog or Digimon or whatever.
Right.
So of course, right? So those get younger people. And then if you stick with them.
I don't see comics magazines in general are sort of passe these days.
Yeah, besides like a Barnes & Noble or something. Or comic shops are still very much.
Are big.
Yeah, and mostly subsidized.
Have you checked out the new one?
No, I haven't. I walked by it today and I thought about it. But comic book shops are subsidized by the sales of back issues.
Yeah.
Right. It's like... Yeah.
Any titles that you're still...
Most of the Dark Horse stuff is pretty solid.
Do you get the physical or the
always physical copies.
Yeah.
Always. And then I always just, because right now I've got some adult money, so I try to buy something I've never heard of by an artist and writer team I've never heard of, because I tend to go back to the same because I like certain writers, right?
Yeah.
And the art is less important to me than the relationship between the writer-artist, right? Because they have to be able to tell the tale through two different mediums, right?
Yeah.
It's cool. But I guess the film is the same way, right? So they typically, nowadays, they read much more like screenplays anyway, right? Which I think, or storyboards, I guess.
Yeah,
man, I don't know. I think it's the golden age. I say it all the time. Yeah.
That's cool. Any titles that you would recommend right now?
Geez, well, depending on the youth. I'm not even going to take a stab at that. But for youngsters, I'm still an active writer and artist in Seattle, not native, but he pops into town as Stan Sakai with Yojimbo. I just drew a blank. But one of the great polymorphic, telling the age of the samurai through different animals.
Oh.
Yeah, it's incredible. Usagi, sorry.
Is this an ongoing series? Or
I think he's got 30-something years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's magnificent.
Wow.
So you can pick up back issues all day long, different eras, just like the old, and still the serialized comics, right, like Shonen Jump style. You can get back used to catch up anyway, which is nice. Yeah, and some standalone era stuff.
For your stalkers, how many long boxes do you have?
Gee, me personally, I drop them off. I got, when we moved this last time, I got rid of a bunch of shit.
Okay.
No, I think I probably have under 10. I would say 5 to 6 long boxes.
That's pretty good amount, though.
Yeah.
Stuff you just can't get rid of, right?
Oh, yeah, because I do reread a lot of the same ones. Like the Naruto books, and that's kind of, some people pish-posh manga, but it's an incredible story, especially when seen in its entirety. It's incredible. And that guy was just great, because as you read it, as it's coming out, right, there's cliffhangers, because they will guaranteed leave you in a cliffhanger. It's so good. Yeah. And so that's part of that style of storytelling, is be able to leave it and pick it back up in a way that you don't lose people, right? And you make them actually, want to wait it out and spend money again, and then pay attention again. It's really cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
I like it. And it's just comics are accessible to a wide range of people.
Really, and I don't know what a cost is, but it's still fairly low cost medium.
I would say, especially if you buy a new issue and then go get back issues, right? Because you can get them for kind of pennies on the dollar, to some degree, depending on what it is.
Yeah, just find something that you're.
That's what I say. Find something that you like. Because there's just so much stuff, man. It's great, and some, you're not gonna like, some you are. So.
Yeah, and patron your local comic book shop.
Yes, please, pretty please. Yeah. Or if they're dicks, go somewhere else.
Well, hopefully you live in a place where
I'm not even really mad at Barnes and Noble and shit, but if you don't have to, you know what I mean? It's like, if you've got a local person with comics, take a chance.
Yeah.
Take a chance. It's not going to break the bank.
Yeah, and a lot of times those guys know, or the people working there.
You can ask them questions
like, hey, I'm interested in, samurai stuff, or I'm interested in futuristic whatever, and they
sci-fi, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Because you can always read Red Sonja.
Always go back to
Red Sodium's waiting for you. But
yeah, we should bring those comics, see if they want to come down and chat.
Yeah.
Something. I'd love to talk.
I think it's action comics. I got to get John Hill in here, but oh my God.
Oh, we could bring him in.
Oh yeah, Hills of Comics. They've got it all.
Super friends. How big is his store down?
Well, he just went from 7,500 square feet. He had to move. They're taking that whole building down. Yeah, no, downtown, Old Town Auburn. No, they're done.
Really?
They're just mowing it down and putting up big. Which, I mean, that's happening, right? Because they're all single-story buildings.
Yeah.
So no, they're going away. So now they're kind of halfway between Canton, Auburn, on is that West Marshall? Yeah, West Marshall. Or West Valley, sorry. West Valley Road.
Which turns into Central?
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
So are they like towards 277th?
I think it's it's either 216th or 316th.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. 316 feels like Federal Way. That feels deep.
Far down.
Yeah, something like that though. In a corporate park. Yeah, so from 7,500 square feet of mass cool stuff, dude. Hats. I mean, every Star Wars toy you never had but wanted.
Years of collecting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, etc. Board games.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, and so many comic books.
Yeah.
And the graphic novels or the collected ones. That's also an inexpensive way to get started on the title.
Yes,
right?
absolutely, yeah.
And you can always just bring it back to them, and they'll give you 5 cents for it.
Let's go. We should do an episode from his store.
That would be great. Just going through, there's one hallway that goes towards the back, because there's the new stuff, there's the shelf stuff, and then it's like Indiana Jones, dude. It is so much. You could just go, because all the board games are on one.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it's probably 30 feet by 10 feet.
Oh, man, I'd spend time there.
Just board games of every single.
That's awesome.
I mean, it is unreal.
Nice.
Yeah.
New, used, both?
Most of those are used. There's still a lot of new games coming out, more than ever. Again, like the golden age of gaming, right? It's like, all the time. But a lot of these, like I pick up the Mighty Kreskin or the Magnificent Kreskin. Remember the old psychic guy from like the Tonight Show?
Oh, yeah.
The Amazing Kreskin, I think. But he had a board game.
Oh,
so I picked up his board game.
What do you do? Try to?
Yeah, I don't know, but I would open it.
Oh, man. All right, comics. Mike says we're still in the golden age of comics. So that's
better
awesome.
than ever.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah. What about television, though?
I don't feel like I can speak on
to it
too
because you weren't a huge TV guy growing up.
But like we were talking about earlier, I just watched The Bear, right? And I have one episode left, and it is easily some of the best dialogue, camera work, and acting that I've ever seen in television. And that's a TV show.
I will say this: the last 20 plus years of TV, there has been some Mount Rushmore type television shows. They're just in depth, well produced, super well acted, all that stuff. I think the complaint that people are having in this, I don't remember if this was a Reddit article or something else, was that back in the day, your television season lasted like 24 episodes, right? Yeah. And you would do 24 episodes, and then you would get like a cliffhanger, and you'd have to wait like 3 months, and then come out with the new one. There was always sweeps weeks where there were the best episodes or two-part special episodes. There was always the Christmas specials, the holiday specials, all the stuff. And now it's like you get these seasons of TV shows that are like 6 or 8 episodes, and people are like, man, and then you got to wait 2 years. But I would say that if you can do it, the production value, the writing, the acting, the whole everything is just awesome.
As a whole, I would say far better. Remember, for most of the Silver Age and Golden Age, even of television, that wasn't videotape.
No,
right? So they're doing it on film, so they didn't have as many takes possible. Right? And nowadays, I think, I don't know, it's video, so you probably get fired if you have to do 10 fucking takes, right? But you know what I mean?
It's all digital
it's
stuff.
Way cheaper to do 10 takes than it was then, right? Yeah, I don't know, and because budgeting for stuff has gone crazy. But because when Wheel of Time or something, I thought it was like, hundreds of millions. I think I watched part of the first season. I think that's a Amazon thing.
It is,
But they've got all the money. It's like...
Yeah.
But I get it. It's
and
like...
they can throw money at these
They
series.
can just throw money at this stuff, yeah.
And it's great.
But it doesn't necessarily make it good.
I just heard that they got a new Blade Runner TV series coming out. Michelle Yeoh.
Blade Runner the musical.
It's Blade Runner 2099, so it takes 50 years beyond the Ryan Reynolds, not Ryan Gosling version of it. So we're 50 years beyond that.
Interesting.
And she, I think, is still doing the replicant hunting.
Maybe.
Replicant, right?
Yeah, geez, I don't know. I think that's a good way to approach that.
Yeah.
Because what I didn't like about the second one is that it involved the same characters from the first.
Yeah.
It should have been a standalone film.
I think it would have been better.
Which kind of annoyed me.
But then there was the whole, is he
I know.
the birth? Is he the
baby
the Messiah
or whatever?
baby?
Yeah. And even that was just kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
It was not and that's a Denis Villeneuve film.
Yeah.
And Jupiter and I had many discussions about that because he really likes that guy.
Beautifully shot.
Yeah. It ain't no...
Well acted, but I thought it was nice. I thought there was some cool stuff.
All right.
It's been... I haven't seen it since it came out.
I saw it once. I should probably revisit.
Yeah.
Because he's a very capable director. I'm
Sure.
going to pretend otherwise. But that's a film that I really hold near and dear to my heart, right? So that's my film.
Yeah. But Amazon, if you still have Amazon, I guess it's coming out later this year.
Yeah.
So.
And she's a world treasure.
She is.
Just
absolutely.
a treasure.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Because she's been in...
Star Trek
Discovery, and then has her own show now.
Yeah,
and I haven't watched any of that. I need to go.
No, I haven't either. But I think she's great.
Yeah, she's very talented.
And I think she's a 3-language speaker.
Oh my gosh,
3 or 4.
English.
I mean, she's just over the top.
She's got to probably
because she's from Indonesia.
Is she in Indonesia?
Or
Malaysia.
Malaysian, yes, she's Malaysian. Sorry, Michelle, friend of the show. I don't know.
Come on, anytime.
Golden age of TV. And I've seen like The Expanse. I really like that. I thought that was really good writing and execution. I don't know. Yeah, it beats me.
Yeah.
Because, and remember, some of the shows back in the day were dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
And just kept going, man.
They just kept going. You get seasons and seasons and tons of episodes, like Full House.
Yeah, laugh tracks.
And I get it, it's made for, family entertainment and young people, and they can relate.
Man,
they get a few adult jokes, just enough to keep the adults interested, stuff like that.
And to keep the TV on. The goal was also to keep the TV on.
Really good TV, like All in the Family and MASH and stuff like that did some really groundbreaking, serious, cool stuff.
Yeah, that was well written.
Was well written.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I've just seen MASH, so much MASH.
Yeah.
That it's like,
I can't do any more MASH. Yeah.
No.
I still love it, but.
Yeah. But I think, people see that it was well written.
Yeah.
And it is kind of, they jumped a lot of sharks.
They did, yeah.
It's not a chicken.
It's not Happy Days.
Yeah. I do use that scene a lot.
I haven't thought about that for a long time.
I do it all the time.
Mike. Go home and think about chickens and babies. Oh my God! Shut that damn chicken up! I don't remember what the line was, but and then TV holiday. So kind of the same thing. We're not getting those holiday specials anymore, but just because.
Yeah.
We don't have that kind of TV
now we've got
anymore.
The Hallmark Channel that is at least 9 months out of the year.
Much holiday cheer as you want.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think we do. It's just not on. And I have no idea what's on. The network still exists. It's not like they don't. Yeah. And I just have no idea what's happening on the network.
We could do a Hallmark holiday special, but just be so dumb with it.
Yeah.
It's always like a big time city lawyer loses her job and has to move to her hometown and meets Farmer Brown.
Yes, the lowly worm raiser.
Widower.
Yeah. My worm farm, honey. I need $10,000 to keep her.
And she decides to become a goat milk honey soap dispenser
We're gonna
creator.
milk the worms.
We're gonna make soap out of worm milk.
It's not as easy as it sounds, people.
If it's got nipples, you can milk it. Yeah, that might be kind of fun. I still do want to do the Sam Spade North Pole thing this year, but
the hard-boiled elf detective.
Yeah, geez. What about concerts and stuff? And you're a huge purveyor, way more so than I am, of small bands, small venue, and you've always been that way, right?
It's my jam.
Yeah.
Because big shows, I mean, they gain something to me, but they lose something.
Yeah.
And humans are really unpredictable in large crowds.
Yeah,
I'm not always a big fan.
I'm not a big fan of large crowds either. And that's kind of like, but there's bands that I want to go see. But at the same time, it's usually so cost prohibitive.
There is that.
That I just, it's not worth it.
Yeah, Van Halen at the Coliseum was $10.
Right.
$10.
And they had opening acts, I bet.
Oh, yeah. Geez, I can't remember who it was now.
Yes.
But $10.
Yeah, I remember
Judas
seeing...
Priest at the Tacoma Dome was $12.
I remember seeing, I think Maiden was the headliner, but it was like Saxon, Fastway, Maiden. It was under 20 bucks. It was like $12 or $15. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So good.
Yeah.
And the t-shirts were 10 or whatever.
Yes, and you could get a t-shirt from every single one of the the bands.
And hope they
I don't know that I'm wearing a Fastway t-shirt, but
yeah, but that first album got airplay.
They did, yeah.
And that was
Clark. Yeah, it's Fast Eddie Clark. Yeah.
Nobody's mad at that guy.
No.
Yeah. Say what you will. Yeah, the singer wasn't that good, especially coming from like Lemmy. Everybody's going, hey.
Okay.
But no, that's cool though. And, I mean, they still had to hire mass people. It's not like there was anybody working these stadium shows.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know, but the stadiums.
Yeah, and huge productions, then and stuff. I don't know, man. There's like one band, like the Pretenders, that I probably would lay down big bucks to go see because I just love Chrissy, friend of the show.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll just talk about writing if you want to.
Yes.
That's cool.
Right.
Anything.
We'll talk about animals and veganism and whatever you want to talk about.
All of it.
Yeah. But other than that, it's like there's just not that many bands that I think it's worth plopping $200 to go see.
Yeah, Sex Pistols are $100 or whatever.
Is it really?
Yeah, without Johnny.
Yeah, without Johnny. And without Sid, but...
Well, sure. But it's Glenn, who was actually on the record.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Sid did the tour.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Going to see Steve would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
But he's toured with other. I mean, he was in the Neurotic Outsiders.
Oh,
you
nice.
know that band?
No.
That was John Taylor from Duran Duran.
Oh, man.
Local legend Duff McKagan.
Oh, sure.
And. I think Matt Sorum was the drummer in that. So
not terrible.
Yeah, not a terrible group of musicians there, right?
I guess. Is it the golden age? Because there's more venues now than ever before.
Yes.
A large, and at least in the Seattle area. I can't speak to anywhere else, but even small venues now more than ever.
Yeah.
So as far as like punk rock or bridge shows or whatever, no, it's by far the golden age of Seattle. Or the best it's ever been, right? By leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
And cops don't do shit anymore.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like...
That's true.
You can have bridge shows, nobody's busting you.
Right.
Yeah, you couldn't even run a generator back in the day. I was like, meh, nobody... So good.
Geez, I don't know. I mean, just we talked about this weeks ago or months ago, or like young people, like Beyonce's going on a tour. You got Taylor Swift's going on tour. You got such and such going on tour. People can't afford to do all of them, right? So they got a budget. It's like, which one is the most important to me?
Yeah, and now you can put it on that payment plan, right?
And you can pay it off for the next 30 years.
You don't have to have a credit card to put it on a payment plan. And that's the thing. I bet that's part of the strategy when they're booking these venues, etc. Right? How can you get the jump? How can one of those superstars get the jump on another one so that they get that ticket sale?
And we did talk about this, that Ticketmaster owns, or Live Nation or whatever, owns the venues, most of the big venues.
Like Amazon and the trucks, dude. Right?
If you want to pay for, if you want to play this stadium, then you got to use our service. So.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, and vice versa.
And that's not going away anywhere.
I wouldn't think so.
Soon,
No, until, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, that seems kind of like fixing the game there, but I don't think it's illegal anymore.
No, I know.
Right? It's
so
like
bad.
But there's also more tours, right? And I think in the 90s might have been the high mark for those like collective tours, like Monsters of Rock style,
right,
et cetera, Lollapalooza, Vans, Off the Wall, all those really big 3-stage, 30 bands, artists, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if that's still going on or if it's going on to the same extent, right? But that was huge for a while there. Which seemed like a great way to get more bands in front of faces, Yeah, I don't know if that's still going on, but that was neat.
Well, I would encourage everybody, be like Mike and go smaller venues. Go check out some local bands. There's a lot of touring bands out there that come through and play small venues.
Also true.
So it might cost you $20 at the door. What's typical? Does that sound about right?
No, I would say at the most. Right? For the most part, it's 10 to 15
bucks. Yeah. And then, get the Pabst Blue Ribbon or get the cheap beer. Sure. Make a night of it.
Yeah.
Places like Lucky Liquor, they serve food too, so you can totally make a night of it.
Yeah, I mean, most of them do.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's worth it. And I mean, back in the day when Van Halen was $10, minimum wage was $2.15.
Yes,
I think. Or it might, because then I made $2.85 after I made $2, which was just a huge jump. I was like, I went from $2.15.
I'm going to retire in a few years.
Yeah, I was on $2.15 to $2.30, something dumb. Where you're just like, man, But gasoline was, if you're lucky, it was like 79 cents a gallon.
Yeah.
But it's certainly $1 something, $1.08, you're pissed.
Right.
Right.
It gets over $1 and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah. But that's just not how things are.
First job, $3.36 an hour, and minimum wage was $3.35 an hour. And the manager at the QFC on Capitol Hill was pissed that he was paying me an extra penny. I'm like, bro, I'm here like 4 hours.
Yeah,
it's like 4 cents a day,
and that's not building loyalty out of me, right, dude? It's like,
are you really
not worth 4 cents a day,
right? You're
not worth 4 cents a day.
I was working 5 days, is 20 cents a week.
Yeah. So weird, man.
It's like $1.04.
Like it's coming out of his pocket anyway. You know what I mean? It's like, I guess I forgot my wallet. Can I pay you in change?
Yes. I'll gladly pay you tomorrow for a cheeseburger today. What about this one? Cars. Do all cars look alike to you? Like new cars?
The only way we're in a golden age right now is theoretically they're getting safer and safer and safer.
Yeah.
But other than that, no, style-wise, no, I mean,
they all look
worse. Yeah.
Somebody comes out with like the crossover SUV, which is like the small station wagon / SUV, and they all like my little Volkswagen. Totally looks like the BMW version or the Audi version or the Nissan version or whatever, you know.
And they're not necessarily more efficient. They are since the 70s, right? But the design that they're doing has way less wind resistance, and that all the cuts and all that kind of stuff are smoothed out, right? And air kind of goes where you want it to go. They direct it over the the fan motors and all that shit, right? But but they still, you could do something with it, right? And it's like,
not a lot of style. But now people,
because back in the day, I don't know, interesting, but no, not all. And same with architecture, like we were talking about earlier.
Yes,
it's like,
kind of cookie cutter.
And
it seems like they stick with one for years, like whatever that model is. If it's a decent seller, they make a few tweaks the next year, make a few tweaks.
But I get that, because retooling, resourcing, all that kind of stuff takes fucking mass cars. Because we are so fortunate to have them around. It's bonkers. Yeah. But start to finish, thousands and thousands and thousands of hours just in design.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, well, so the more cookie cutter stuff you can get on that production line,
That's true.
the better you are. But
and if they
doesn't
can
have to
use
be
the
ugly or dumb.
tail light or the grill or something from last year and just carry it over.
And they did that with Malibu and El Camino and such. At the front end
that's true.
of those were the same. And Ford and Lincoln and Mercury had interchangeable parts. Because it makes sense.
Mom bought my brother and I, just because she was tired of using her car, a Oldsmobile Omega, which was basically a Nova, but in an Oldsmobile. So a few minor
I think the
body
trunk
changes.
was a little different or something.
Some weird, the grill was a little weird, but in an Oldsmobile 350 rather than a Chevy 350 or whatever. But I mean, I mean, it's a huge deal. Cars we just take cars. We take them for granted.
There's so much that goes into it.
Let's see. Here's a fun one. Porn. Are we out of the golden age of porn?
I don't know.
Because now it's all.
I think whatever you want, right?
Yeah, but it's like stepsister stuff, stepbrother, stepsister stuff.
Yeah, but that's just a passing. I'm sure now you can find anything you want without a whole lot of effort. Right?
But back in the day, they had story, man. They had Pizza Boy. Who ordered the Sicilian? Yeah, that's a tall gal right there. Nice. I don't know. It's not something I spend a lot of time, but I think now it's like short clips rather than productions.
90 minutes.
Yeah. Behind the green door or whatever that was and stuff like that.
Yeah, Marilyn Chambers, that was shocking at the time. Now it's just harder to shock Americans, right?
Yeah. I remember in high school, and it had been 20 years old by then, but a bunch of us, like girls and boys, rented like Deep Throat. And we all had a little beer party watching the movie. And it was, But just, I don't know. Let's move on.
I bet some would say yes, some would say no.
Fast food. Kids play places. In fact, you don't see that anymore. But fast food in general has been, used to be, and I think it should be now, is kind of that treat thing. And people use it more as
it is the meal. Not even an occasional meal replacement.
Right.
But as the meal.
Just a quick one. I don't feel like cooking tonight. Because my mom would do that. She'd be like, you know what, I don't feel like let's do Dick's Drive-In. So we'd run up to Dick's Drive-In, get some burgers and bring them home. And everybody would grab whatever they wanted.
Be happy for the change of pace.
Yes, exactly. But that was like a once a month, once every few weeks kind of a thing.
As a treat.
As a treat. Now it's, I don't know. They feel very cold. Services in there. Did you ever work you worked at
Taco Time?
But that's probably the apex of.
It would. I mean, it wasn't cutthroat, or they weren't like, hurry up.
Yeah.
But we were never. It just wasn't that busy.
Was it there? Rainier the whole time? Yeah.
Owned by the Tonkin family.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, and there's this weird kind of green belt between that and the old Safeway. Right, so it was kind of weird.
Yeah, that's right. Because that whole lot was rebuilt there. Yeah. Geez, I did McDonald's for like 4 hours, and that was it. I couldn't do it. First, the visor thing they gave me clashed with my hairdo, so that wasn't working for me. And then I got yelled at by the fucking second assistant fry manager for moving too slow or whatever. I'm like, I did $3.30.
Nope, not getting yelled at, bro.
Man. Nope. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not making your filet of fish. I did make a couple filet of fishes. I was there, and then the nugget. I made the chicken nuggets, and this was back when they still did the deep fryer stuff, and it wasn't microwaved and stuff. But the thought is that you keep there was like a 3-drawer heater thing. I just remembered this, and you would make nuggets and you dump them in there, and then you set the timer, and like 30 minutes you're supposed to throw them out, right? And then you keep the 3 different drawers on 3 different timers. Somebody comes in and order, you make a new batch, and you set the timer, and you throw away the. Didn't throw nothing away because should I throw it? I don't remember. Was I throwing it away? So I just kept resetting the timer.
Nice. It's like chicken leather.
Probably the worst nuggets they ever.
So good.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, and there's so many fast food choices now that it feels super saturated out there. I mean, growing up on the hill, it was like Dick's Drive-In. There was a McDonald's. It was a little farther away, but it was always Dick's Drive-In for us. Pizza, of course, but we didn't have like all the crazy stuff that's out there.
Yeah. There's some more choices right now between at least nationwide chain fast food, right?
Because there were more drive-ins until I was in my 20s.
Oh, sure.
And stuff.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we had drive-ins.
Yeah.
A lot more, which I guess is kind of a fast food, right?
Yeah.
Casual dining or whatever.
Yeah. Wasn't more so not the speedy, make your food in a minute.
Yeah, not that fast.
Stuff,
and not drive-through. Drive-throughs changed everything.
Yeah.
They were the whole mechanism behind eating, planning school, everything. It's like, once you had a drive-through,
it became nuts.
Yeah.
Geez. Got a whole lot on the list here.
We have taco trucks, though. That's kind of fast food.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of thing, the food truck thing, at least around here, I don't know if that's everywhere, but I really think that's nice because there's a bunch of different kinds.
Yes.
So I think that's neat.
I'm hoping that. I know there's the lot next to the piazza there, and there's the lot over here that got sort of torn down right on 3rd and whatever that is.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see like Portland does this a lot.
Yeah,
they have lots of food trucks.
Yeah, like
it's
a taco
amazing.
truck. Not like a pop-up, but I think that's a great idea. Yeah.
Park there for a couple of weeks, and then they move somewhere else, and then they come back, and it'd just be a fantastic idea. So who do I talk to?
Yeah.
Who do I talk to?
Yep.
Downtown
the rent partnership,
something like that. I would definitely.
I feel like there's a plan for that corner, the one with the ring on it.
Yeah.
I feel like there is. I was just talking to somebody about that.
Okay,
but because that is also the entrance to the city from that side, to downtown. Because now you're over the river.
And then on Grady, I mean, the old Sound Ford there that's gone. I mean,
there's a plan for that too.
Yeah, that was going to be the bus station, but I don't know if that fell through or whatever. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Well, sort of on bigger stuff here, Mike. Work. Staying at a company, pensions, all that stuff.
Way worse.
Golden Age was like my dad's generation, I think.
I would think, post-war.
Yeah.
Right, high unionization, and by no means perfect, right?
But, not perfect, but
much more democracy in the workplace. The split between the ownership class or the CEOs or whatever you want to look at it. Regular schmucks wasn't 500 to 1 or whatever. It's like the compensation packages were different. You know what I mean? Because they were looking for long-term, for the most part.
Yes.
But it was all long-term
You
businesses.
don't have to retrain your workforce and all that, the high turnover stuff.
Yeah. And, it's a whole different philosophy now. Like we were saying, panic. I want my employees to be scared to death or whatever the comment was. Yeah.
So dumb. Yeah, why?
I don't know.
It's that nurturing thing that we were talking about. Yeah.
I think you get way worse performance.
I think Dad was at his company for 35 or 40 years, like 62 to 90. Maybe it was later than that. I'm trying to remember when he finally retired. Maybe it was like 2000. So it's damn near 40 years.
Yeah.
Same place. That's sort of unheard of. These days.
Oh yeah, no, very much so.
Yeah,
very much so. And I would say that's because the business end of that climate has changed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Employees and humans in general, we're not afraid of working. We're just tired of being ripped off.
Yeah.
Right?
That's really what it is.
I think.
Yeah. Everybody wants to do an honest day's work, get paid an honest wage, go home and do what they want to do.
And do the rest of their life, right? But adding stress to that, it's dumb. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. But
we talked about this a little bit, the golden age of ethics, reason, decency, politeness, and just being a good neighbor. Seems like it's gone. I mean,
it is
on a large
scale. In some places, right? But because we were better than ever until like 2016.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously a lot of this was lurking in the shadows, right? But And like, Kyle has shown us, there's more justice in a broad use of that word, which means nutrition, education, etc., right? But now we've taken a giant step backwards.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then we are going to take decades, if ever, to repair.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to lose our standing in the world, and that will never be regained.
Yeah, it's really sad.
It is very sad.
And going along with that, the golden age of democracy.
Yeah. Hopefully it's still before us.
Yeah.
Because ours has always been by choice, a much less perfect union by choice, right? But hopefully that's not the end.
But there was always that strive to create that more perfect union.
And the ability to do so.
Yes.
Because that's what you can do in constitutional republics, right? And under the rule of law, there's room for improvement and the ability and agency to bring about that improvement. Not a single kingdom ever. What, the Magna Carta?
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one example that people try to throw at you?
Throw that at you, and they didn't even implement it.
Nope. And it was not that good of a deal, bro.
Yeah.
And it didn't go down to the peons.
Right.
That was just between. That was the dukes and the king. Right. That wasn't the. Yeah. No. That didn't make it to us. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully we have yet to see the golden age of democracy.
I hope so.
Right, so.
I hope so. And then finally, the golden age of the American dream, which we were all sort of sold on. That you work hard, do your time, live right, and you'll get the house, the car,
the chance for upward mobility. Yes, and to set that momentum for your family.
Yes, to make your next generation better than you had it, and then for them to be able to do the same thing for their generation.
Not cursed to poverty like most of the poor have been since civilization. Right? It's like in the tribal years, probably not. Right? Because it's much more frowned upon and difficult to hoard. Right? And poverty is a side effect of hoarding. Right? With the occasional like ding dong, trouble thrown in, right? But
the dog's barking at the truck. Only in Renton, folks. Boy, I don't know if he's going to fit that thing through there.
That's a big buff dog, dude.
That's a big buff dog.
Yeah, I don't know. So yes, hopefully, the golden age is yet to come.
I hope so.
Right? I think so. It sure could be. It sure could be. But we're not that interested, it would seem.
There's a few of us, but
but as absolutely fundamental to our species' progress as democracy is, we seem thoroughly willing to let it go. Right? It's like, so it's interesting. We'll see.
We'll see. I just, I concern for my kids, of course, and what they're facing, and then their kids, obviously now, got a whole life ahead of them, and what does that look like? Right?
With the idea of stability and upward mobility are erased.
Because I feel like I know my parents did better than their parents, right? And my grandparents, major strife, a couple world wars, a Great Depression, weren't below the poverty line, but they were never well off, right? They weren't sending their kids to four-year schools and stuff like that. My parents did really well. They worked hard. Dad stayed at his company for 40 years. Mom worked
and had
on and
stability.
off. We had stability. I, didn't get everything I wanted growing up like a greedy little bastard, but I got what I needed, and more so, right? And then I was able to pass that on to my kids because I did better than my parents, and I just don't know.
And that's the thing about what's the guaranteed income movement or whatever. It's the stability that matters, not the amount. Right? Because knowing you have X, on a regular basis, you can plan your life.
Right? Not having to make the choice between, do I pay my rent? Do I get food? Do I need medicine? Do I need, in poverty, it's been shown many times that it withers us on a
DNA level.
Yes.
Right? The epigenetics are affected by poverty.
Yeah.
And some people can still break through.
Right.
But imagine what they would have done if they weren't poverty stricken.
Right.
Even better. Well, what do you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
like, and since, Lyndon Johnson started the war on poverty, right? Mm-hmm. And had a whole, commission go out and study ways to combat poverty in the United States, right?
Mm-hmm.
And most of it didn't get implemented, right? They just kind of swept it on the rug afterwards.
That was a huge piece of MLK's message. Was there's the racism part of it, but there's also the poverty part of it, right?
Because especially in his time, but I would say never could you separate the two.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Just because poverty didn't only affect black people, right, didn't mean that it didn't affect black people.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah,
because poverty is an equal opportunity. Just right, friction.
Yeah,
it affects anybody who's within poverty. It's just added friction to the life, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And for the most part, that's Buckminster Fuller laid it out, and that was almost 70 years ago, right? But we live in a time with the knowledge base, the energy base, the wherewithal, the abilities to free humanity from want, right? We really do and have for some time, right? It's interesting.
Yeah. We'll see. I don't know.
Fuller. Remember, he spent a year without speaking. He just decided one day that he was, including his old lady, he was married. And she didn't smother him.
She probably liked a little peace and quiet.
Maybe, because I bet he was just like, she's like, oh my God, this guy again. Triangles. Yeah, it's all fucking triangles. Thanks. She's all just
That's
sick
how
of
I
it.
feel that my wife, my old lady, is like, did I tell you that I heard the... Hey, I listen to her work stories. As soon as she gets home, I'll let her just lay it out, man. So, equal.
Yeah, fair is fair.
Mike, sharing is caring. To bring us back on a happier note, anything new this week happening for you? Any new...
so I turned 55 years young.
Yes, happy birthday.
Thanks. So that was something.
Yeah.
And I reflect, my mom's gone, my brother's, everybody's gone, but a lot of people still in my life who are really good people. So that's nice.
Yeah.
I have a lot to be terribly thankful for. And I really try to be thankful and grateful.
Nice.
Because it's nuts.
Nice.
So that's nice. I'm happy to be...
And you had a little surprising party.
Oh, yeah, which was nice.
The Lucky this weekend.
Hanging out at Lucky, minded my beeswax, and all these rent heads come down.
That's awesome.
But that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was,
Yeah, great.
thanks, everybody. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Nice. Anything, did you record any shows that night too, or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. I can't
Both
remember
nights
what
or
it was.
just...
I did both nights. And I need a fan, because that thing, I ordered one, but it didn't come.
It didn't come.
I might just go get a clip-on fan. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Just it needs something.
Because are you mounted to the beams up there? Or?
Yeah, yep. On that first one, so it's probably, and it's at an angle, so it's stage right. Looking over, so typically it's the guitar player.
Right.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's not a bad place to put it. And the door is often open, so that air moves a little, but evidently not enough. So,
is it cutting out after?
I would say about an hour.
Okay, well, not
But
too
that's
bad.
also, and remember, I have to have it plugged in, so it's charging, actively charging while it's actively filming, while it's actively streaming.
Yeah.
So that's a lot to ask.
And getting super hot.
And getting hot.
Yeah.
It just can't help it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cameras, though. So, not just a GoPro. We use the Canon here,
Yep.
which might be a better option, but it's also a lot more expensive option.
Good.
So,
Thanks. Till I'm getting paid, bro. I'm good. And the GoPro's great, right?
Yeah.
And I did bring the zoom down because I could try that zoom camera as well, but it can't live stream.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the other side of
drawback
that. Yeah.
Is there any connections to it at all, other than can you HDMI?
It is HDMI right now.
Yeah, geez.
So I could, bring it to something.
To record,
and then go from there
to a laptop or something.
To a laptop and then live stream it from the laptop, I think. But, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm just going to buy a $6 fan from the fucking Piggly Wiggly and put it on that thing.
And see what happens. Yeah, geez. Man. All right. Nothing on my end to report. We've been doing a little stuff around the house, just trying to get some stuff reorganized. And baby smushings.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Try to get down there as much as possible.
Really good stuff.
So you get a little baby. It's nothing like the feeling of a little baby just sleeping on your chest. It's really great.
So good.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just so fleeting. All these different baby stages, I guess, which is called growing.
Yeah.
But
they go so fast.
They do, and they're just all so remarkable. First, like word papa.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Goober papa.
It's gonna be me.
Goober papa. Everything. And then the scooting on the floor thing. And
he's already sort of lifting his head up and stuff.
That's big steps. It's also such monumental steps.
Yeah.
So cool. Yeah, congratulations.
Nice.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, we dropped the kid, went to a concert last night, and the wife and I took the opportunity to go get something to eat, so we went to that Papa Reyes restaurant, which is the new Venezuelan cuisine.
Up in Cascade.
Where the Hooters
Nice.
used to be. They took off like the street side. They took off like a chunk of the bowling alley. So they don't. It's not the whole building. They just. I don't know if they built a wall or something. And I peeked through the old bowling alley, and it looks like the lanes might still be there and stuff. I'd love for somebody to come in and take it. I don't know what the profit margins are and all that stuff. But it would be awesome to have something there again. But Papa Reyes, second time we've been there. We tried a couple of dishes. We tried a El Pastor, which is a pork and black bean rice dish, and then a rose con pollo, which is just chicken. It's like a fried chicken and rice, which was great.
Yeah, nobody's mad at that.
Yes. And then we were like sitting there going, maybe we should bring the kids food. So we texted them. It's like, what do you want us to bring you? So we brought them a bunch of food down there.
Did you sample each one? Tax, citizen, tax. And what can you see where the spice palette, the spice menu, what's it related to?
Like a Mexican type thing. It's a very Latin flavor profile. I know that there are arepas, which is like I want to say, and hit me up if I'm wrong, but it's like a deep fried tortilla with chicken or pork or beef, and then some cheddar cheese in there. So it's almost like a sandwich between the two, and it's just tasty. And then
can you order those by the dozen?
Yes. And the empanadas, and I'm going to go home and have one. We talked to a lady, said, can we get empanadas to go that are like maybe like half cooked that I can put in the oven? She said, we can do like a quick par bake or whatever, quick deep fry on, and then you put it in the air fryer for like 6 minutes. And so we got a couple of those to go, but the empanadas, they're just like a hot pocket, right? But with the meat and cheese and everything inside. So go check it out. It's really good. Not too on the high expensive side. I think the empanadas are like $7 and the arepas are like but you could get an arepa and a empanada for like $14 and it'd be filling.
No, sure.
So a $14 dinner, not
That's
too
not
bad.
terrible. Yeah, I'm not mad about that.
Yeah.
That's a sandwich at you know what I mean? A lot of places.
Yeah.
So that's just the way of the world.
That's the way of the world right now. And they're
Papa Reyes.
Papa Reyes. Super nice folks up there. Really helpful. Just very welcoming and all that stuff. They feel like they're getting a few of the bugs out because they've only been open for a couple of weeks, but just sit back.
Jeez, that's
let
great.
them take care of you.
Yeah, and wait for your empanadas. It's going to be great. You're going to be delighted.
Delighted.
Yes.
So go check that out. We did that.
What is it about the pocket, you know what I mean? From raviolis to empanadas.
Yes.
Every culture has one,
some
right?
kind of...
This is how you take dough, right, and just give it the zazz.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Calzone kind of a thing. Idea,
So good.
Americans made the Hot Pocket.
Yeah, because they could be frozen, right?
Diarrhea pocket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's a processed food, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But,
yeah, but there's a cilantro sauce that they make, and you a cilantro guy? I know we joke about it.
We joke about it, but I try it. I'll try it. Anything.
There's it's like a cilantro mayo, and there's a spicy and a not spicy. Oh, so good.
Jeez.
So good. You just squeeze a little bit into your empanada or whatever. Go try that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what the food for me.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
It's not a bad. That's
a great choice. Food's good, dude.
Food's good. Geez. Well, ending this here on something positive, Mike, I've got a couple quotes for you. I got one from Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, founder of Taoism, right? He wrote, "I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, and compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures."
Anybody want to argue that? Nope.
Simplicity, patience, and compassion. And then, not to be outdone,
and the bikini.
Did yoga pants.
Yoga pants.
Diogenes, that's what I was trying to go for. The Greek philosopher, he's one of the founders of cynicism, I believe.
The dude's great at parties.
But he wrote, and this is the guy that lived in like a clay jar in Greek. Like, I don't need money, I don't need anything, I just need simplicity.
He's got an oak barrel.
He's living in an oak barrel. And he walked around like a turtle. He just lived in his... Time to go to bed.
Yeah.
But he wrote, he has the most who is content with the least.
Oh, geez.
Which I thought was a pretty cool thing. So,
yeah, it's like people were smart.
Yeah.
We'd be smart again.
How do we get smart again?
We'd be smart again.
Oh, my God. Well, Mike, it was good to see you, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Big 5'5".
Oh, man.
Which is just crazy to think about.
Everybody on air is like 55. Fuck. I thought he was Mick Jagger's uncle.
Keith Richards.
Yeah.
First grade teacher.
Keith, out of your mouth. Keith.
Thank you folks for being here. We're going to do our little bonus round. I don't think I told you what I came up for bonus round. So things we wish would come back.
Oh, geez, that's
Which
nice.
I thought would be kind of, because we talked about the golden age and stuff. So if you're not a member, go be a member. Go sign up on Patreon, which I think is French for please give us a little money.
Give me some money.
Or go to r-townpodcast.com. You can join a membership there. It's like $3 a month. We're not asking a lot.
Nope.
$30 a year gets you some nice content.
Absolutely. And we all custom make shit for you. Send us money.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Whatever you want.
We're easy like that.
And we have a whole legion of lawyers, so you can't make our stuff without us. Watch out for the bootleg R-Town podcast gear, people.
The E's slightly off.
Yeah. R-Town pod cursed.
There is no E. All right, everybody. Appreciate you being here, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you think this episode is worth $1 or $5, the boys would love to have it. Please go to ourtownpod.store for merch or to donate now. For less than a cup of coffee, you can also join the website in the member-only area for exclusive bonus content, blogs, and more. It's just $3 a month or $30 a year. Thank you for listening to this production of Our Town Podcast Extraordinaire.